Detective James Miller stood in the empty hallway of Cedar Grove Manor, his flashlight beam cutting through the darkness. The old house had been empty for years, but tonight something was different. Reports of strange noises and mysterious lights had brought him here. "Inspector, you need to see this," called Officer Thompson from upstairs. Miller climbed the creaking stairs, his footsteps echoing through the mansion. In the master bedroom, Thompson pointed to the wall where someone had scratched a message. "She knows where it is." "When was this discovered?" Miller asked, running his fingers over the scratched letters. "The caretaker found it this morning. Says it wasn't here yesterday." Miller nodded, his mind already working through the possibilities. Cedar Grove Manor had been empty since the death of its owner, Margaret Wilson, 5 years ago. The wealthy widow had died without heirs, and rumors spoke of hidden treasures within the house's walls. As they examined the room, a soft whisper seemed to float through the air. Both men froze. "Did you hear that?" Thompson whispered. Before Miller could answer, a floorboard creaked in the hallway. They rushed out, but found only empty space and dancing dust motes in their flashlight beams. Miller's instincts told him they weren't alone. "Check the other rooms," he ordered. "But be careful." As Thompson moved down the hall, Miller returned to study the scratched message. Something about it bothered him. The cuts were fresh, but the style seemed old-fashioned, almost Victorian. He pulled out his phone and searched through old case files. Margaret Wilson had been a collector of antiques, and several valuable pieces had gone missing after her death. The most notable was a rare music box from the 1800s, rumored to contain a precious secret. A sudden crash from downstairs made him jump. "Thompson," he called out. No answer. Miller drew his gun and moved carefully toward the stairs. The temperature seemed to drop with each step. At the bottom, he found Thompson sprawled on the floor, unconscious but breathing. A figure darted across the foyer, small, quick, dressed in dark clothes. Miller gave chase, following the shadow into the library. Books lined the walls from floor to ceiling, and a massive fireplace dominated one end. "Police! Stop right there!" Miller shouted. The figure turned, and Miller caught a glimpse of a young woman's face before she pressed something on the fireplace mantel. A hidden door swung open in the bookcase, and she disappeared inside. Miller followed, finding himself in a narrow passage between the walls. The beam of his flashlight revealed more scratched messages, dates, numbers, and arrows pointing deeper into the house's secret network of corridors. Passage led him down, then up, twisting through the manor skeleton. The whispers grew stronger, not ghost sounds, he realized, but the house's old ventilation system carrying voices from other rooms. Finally, he emerged into a small, hidden chamber. The young woman stood cornered, holding an ornate music box. "It's over," Miller said. "Put it down slowly." "You don't understand," she replied. "I'm Margaret Wilson's granddaughter. She left me messages, clues to find this. The lawyers didn't believe me when I tried to claim my inheritance, so I had to take matters into my own hands." "Prove it," Miller demanded. She carefully opened the music box. Inside was a folded letter and a collection of old photographs showing a younger Margaret Wilson with a baby girl. Legal documents confirmed the young woman's story. Her name was Emily Parker, and she was indeed the secret heir to Cedar Grove Manor. The whispers that had drawn Miller to the house weren't supernatural at all. They were the echoes of Emily's movements through the secret passages as she followed her grandmother's elaborate trail of clues. In the end, Thompson recovered quickly from his fall. Emily's identity was verified, and the missing antiques were found in various hidden rooms throughout the house. Margaret Wilson had arranged everything, knowing her granddaughter might one day need to prove her claim. As Miller prepared to leave Cedar Grove Manor, Emily approached him with the music box. "Would you like to hear it play?" she asked. He nodded, and she wound the mechanism. The gentle melody that filled the air was the same tune Margaret Wilson had often been heard humming as she walked the halls of her beloved home. The case of the Whispering Walls was closed, but the music box's song would remain, a reminder that sometimes the greatest mysteries have the simplest explanations. Miller smiled, knowing that Cedar Grove Manor's secrets were finally in the right hands. The whispers from the walls had led them all exactly where they needed to be.